Alright, what's up guys? So, I know I didn't upload anything last week. Last week I was trying to find parts to figure out the distributor issue, plus it was my birthday, so I was celebrating and stuff like that. We ended up going paintballing. So much fun, I haven't gone in so long. I got shot in the neck though, that really freaking hurt. But today, we are gonna try and get the Driftstang up and running. As you can tell, I already went and got Tim Hortons. So today, what the goal is, we have a whole bunch of parts. I went and picked up my MAF sensor last week, so that the injectors would work and everything would be fine. I picked it up from J2 Racing, from Tori and the guys over there. Huge help, got it to me really quick, so I went and picked it up. A dipstick, because mine broke, and this one is actually way better than like the actual dipstick tube housing because it has a bracket on it. Mine, for some reason, didn't have a bracket, so it was constantly like moving up and down and causing leaks, so it was freaking terrible. But yeah, so and this is what I picked up for the distributor. It is an MSD. It's a smaller distributor cap. I don't know if it's gonna work because it's actually like smaller in diameter and shorter. What I'm hoping is the actual body will sit a little bit lower, and then just basically the little pegs that the wires sit on will clear, and they'll be sticking up like around here really close, but I'll be able to twist it. Worst case is we're gonna have to grind this down. I do have a cap, it's under here. I put it under here because I didn't realize I was gonna run out of room here. So we have to put it there, and then we have to redo most of the fuel lines. So because we're running a different setup, but we have to make sure that distributor clears first. Once that clears, we'll fill it up with oil, put the MAF on, fill it up with tranny fluid, and then start her up. And I really hope this fixes it because I'm running out of ideas on how I'm gonna fix this. But I'm gonna quickly eat my Tim Hortons and then we will get cracking on this. Okay, so Jacob showed up. He's gonna help with the Driftstang. We already ran into an issue. This cap doesn't even work with the distributor, so we're gonna have to start grinding and cutting stuff. We figured what we're gonna do is we found a specific area. We're gonna try and grind this outer lip so that we can get some clearance, and then we're gonna cut on the distributor this like little lip here to also try and get clearance. And then worst case is if it still doesn't fit, then we're gonna start grinding down a little bit of this corner, not all the way through, just start slowly clearancing it. So hopefully that works. I think Jacob's gonna start grinding. Actually, Jacob, while you do that, I'm gonna switch lower intake manifolds because this isn't. Oh yeah, that's fine. No, but I'm gonna switch lower intake manifolds because this is the stock, and I need to go to the GT40. Rookie move. Okay, so what we did, we took this outer ring off on this side because we knew that one is up here, so that's how it sits on the engine, and we only need to turn it about that much. So we cut that part off, and then Jacob cut that little lip off on the distributor, and I'm gonna take this out real quick, and then we grinded the fuel rail. We grinded about that much off, and it clears a little bit. It clears a lot better, but we're like millimeters out. So what we're gonna do is just throw washers with the spacer, which is right here on the inside, so we can gap it out, and then we're gonna run the fuel lines on and just prime it to see if we have any leaks and if the O-rings sit like properly on where the injectors like connect both sides. So cross our fingers that fixed it, and then we can start putting everything on and get it running. Okay, so as you can see, the fuel rail isn't hitting, and we had to put about 4 or 5 washers in the front, and we put about two or three in the back, and it clears. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make the fuel lines. Oh, that is so much better, it's so much nicer. we're gonna make the fuel lines and prime it and hope, cross our fingers that the O-rings or nothing leaks. And if it doesn't leak, then we're good to go. Jacob's just trimming a little bit more off the cap, and then yeah, we're gonna get to it. Alright, so we made the fuel line in the back to connect the back. We have the return line running from the center of this rail all the way back, bang, into there. We have the return line from the pressure regulator that goes into the return line of the actual car to the tank. And all we need to do is we need to go to Lordco and get a 180 Woo! We need to get a 180 fitting so that we can run this along here and then bang, put it into the feed line from the tank. And then once that's done, we're gonna hook up the battery, and then we're gonna crank the key over a couple times to prime it, see what the pressure regulator is set at, and then see if we have any leaks along the fuel system. Fingers crossed we don't. So I'm gonna see you guys in a little bit here when we get back from Lordco. Alright, so we came back from Lordco. Sadly, they did not have a 180 degree fitting, so we're gonna have to make a 90 degree work. What I'm thinking is maybe run the 90 out like this and then try and bring it back down somewhere around there. But I mean, for right now, just for testing make sure the car's running, this will work fine. So I'm gonna make that last line, and then from there we will hook up the battery and then see if she leaks. And then if she doesn't leak, then we'll put everything back together, we'll time it, we'll throw oil and everything in it, and she'll start running. Alright guys, so we got the fuel lines in. This one's sitting up all weird because I haven't strapped it down or anything, but they're all hooked up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook up the battery and test the pressure and see if anything leaks. Cross our fingers, guys. Let's hope nothing leaks. Let's hope this fixes our issue. Shit. Well, we're leaking. We're leaking from the fuel rail. No, I think we're leaking from the top. Looks like we're leaking from the front two injectors over here. So we gotta try and fix that. I'll try and fix it and I'll get back to you guys. Let's see what we fixed. This fueling system is kicking my ass. So we had to eliminate all the other washers. We just put the spacers that came factory because it pulled the top of the injectors out too much and it would leak from there. Then we were having issues where this, with it being down, was pulling it and causing this side not to sit properly, so we had to put it up so that it pushes it out, and then the bolt that holds it here keeps it in so it doesn't affect it. These ends were leaking, so we had to tighten them up, but hopefully it's all good to go now. So I just went to go get some pizza because that's my lunch, and yeah, so I'm gonna quickly eat and then I'm gonna get back at it. Hopefully all the fueling stuff, cross the fingers, is fixed, so that way we can just put everything back together and then start it up. Oh, and I forgot to say, because we took out the spacers and it wasn't fitting anymore, we had to seriously grind down the side of the fuel rail. And where's the distributor? We had to basically break off the whole edge on one side, and grind it down so it's so thin, but it like barely gets by. So if you do fuel rails on SN95, that's what you have to do. You have to break that off, grind it down, and I don't even know if it's gonna time properly because I haven't tried it, but it fits, it's all in. So I'm gonna eat quickly and then we'll get back at it. All right, update. I've been working at it for a couple hours now, and maybe like hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and we are still stuck in the same situation. So what is happening right now, as you can tell, I have the stock injectors in because I thought that the aftermarket ones had different like sides on this end, like sizes. They don't. And because every time I crank it over to put pressure, these just start spewing out fuel. But when I unbolt it and sit it in, like just have it sitting there, it doesn't spray fuel. So for some reason, every time I mount this, it twists this and allows fuel to leak out of there. And of course, it's only happening to this side. It's not happening to this side. This side has been completely good the whole time. It's just this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo the top fuel line because I'm wondering if maybe there's too much tension on this, and it's like, as you can see, when I push it, okay, I don't know if you can tell, but it's flexing the rail, like it's twisting it upwards. So I'm gonna make one that's a little bit looser in the back, so that way maybe when I mount it, it's not pulling on the top and flexing it. So I'm gonna get to that, and hopefully that fixes the solution, because I've been working on this for like 4 hours now and it's driving me mental. Like, I thought these fuel rails are being a pain. Hopefully I can figure this out so that if any of you guys decide to do fuel rails on your SN95, you can be like, hey, we all messed up on all of this, I don't want to do that, and then you can freaking do it. So I'm gonna try and figure this out before I drive myself mental. Okay guys, I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is the fuel system is in. So it currently has about 30 psi on the fuel pressure regulator. I need to adjust it. As you can see, nothing's leaking. There is puddles of gas everywhere because it's been leaking for like 2 freaking hours. And I switched the back line to this U, and it pushes up against the back and pushes on here. So it kind of holds everything in place. Now the bad news is my fuel rail is a little loose because these are not tight. Because if I tighten these, like that side's fine, this side's kind of tight. Jesus, okay. So if I tighten them, it flexes the fuel rail and starts letting it spray out of the top seals. So I have to figure out a way on how I'm gonna keep these bolted on. But for now, we have everything on. Nothing seems to be leaking on this side. Yeah, everything seems good over there. Is it wet down here? No, we are dry everywhere. It's so good to hear. I'm so happy. Oh my god. It's like 10 o'clock right now. And this is step 1 out of today's stuff to do. So the distributor is all clear and stuff. It should be okay. I will try it before I drop it in. And so now I can start bolting up the intake stuff. Once all that's bolted up, then we can start filling it with fluids. So I'm gonna try and get this done quickly. I will probably continue this video into tomorrow because by the time I finish all this stuff, it'll be probably around midnight, and I don't really want to run this car at midnight because people can get upset. So I will probably come back tomorrow. Not probably, I will come back tomorrow because we need to start this car because this car has not been running in so damn long and it's almost there. So I'm gonna quit mumbling and just chit-chatting and stuff, and I'm gonna get to work because this is almost there. Alright guys, so it's about like 11:30ish, so it's starting to get a bit late. Everything is mostly done. I filled it up with coolant, I filled it up with engine oil. we got the new mass airflow in, and because of the new intake setup, it actually pushes this a lot further into the fender, so I can't get the pod filter on. So I'm gonna have to cut it and then shorten it so I can jam it in there. But that's all on. Fuel pressure is still good. It's slowly dropping, which is all right, because it's been like an hour and a half-ish, 2 hours, so that's not bad. Everything else is done. The only thing we need to do for tomorrow is I need to tighten the power wire for the alternator. We need to put the wires on the plugs and then time it. And she, like, I don't see why she can't run. Oh, and we also need to put the vacuum line from there so that we get power brakes, or else we're just gonna have manual brakes. But I mean, everything else seems like it's good. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but I don't want to rush it right now just in case I do. So I'm gonna leave this stuff for tomorrow, and then we're gonna double check everything. I have to try and find my exhaust bolts for my headers, for like the bottom part that connects to the H-pipe, because I can't find them. And yeah, but I'm just gonna quickly clean up some stuff and get ready to go. I really hope that everything goes well tomorrow. So I will just see you guys tomorrow in the morning. Alright guys, so we're back in the shop. Today, we're starting late today because it's raining and it's gray, and I just didn't wake up, and like, I didn't sleep much yesterday, so. But that has nothing to do with anything. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna button this thing up, do the last couple things we need to do, start it up, and get her going. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten the alternator power wire. We are going to put all the wires back on and then fill it up with tranny fluid, and then we can try starting it, I believe, so that we can figure out the timing, and then she should be good to go. So let's get to it. Alright, everything's all done. Wires are all connected. I believe it's timed-ish. Oil's in it. Power steering fluid's in it. Tranny fluid's in it. Everything seems to be buttoned up, so I guess I tightened down the tightened the connectors to the battery, so let's crank it and give it a try. Oh, fingers crossed she starts. She ain't combusting. We have voltage. Huh. Why is she no starting? Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw my battery on the battery charger. It's probably weak. It's been sitting for months, and it's been used for, like, Jacob needed to use it, and so it's probably just worn out a bit. So I'm gonna charge it a little bit, and then we can try and start it again. I forgot to mention, the only thing I don't have on the car right now is the exhaust, because I can't find the studs. But other than that, hopefully she should turn over. So I'm gonna charge it, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, so I let the car charge for a little bit. I also forgot to add one of the grounds for the throttle position sensor. So I'm gonna open these doors because it's gonna, she hasn't run in a long time, so she may throw up some smoke. As if she starts. All right, come on, baby. Man, I hear something arcing. Oh, she started. She ran. But why did she stop? Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the camera in front of the car and I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna look back at the footage and see if I can see anything weird. Jesus, she is throwing up a lot of smoke. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a compression test and make sure everything's okay internally before I keep going on this thing. Alright guys, so I was really worried that the head gasket got messed up or something like that because it was blowing so much smoke out of the back, and I was like, man, is it burning oil? It didn't smell like oil. I was like, is it burning coolant? I don't think so. Didn't smell like it was burning coolant. So check the dipstick, it's not milky. I checked the radiator, still water in there. And then when I did the compression test, all of them came out good. And then I started looking at the spark plugs. And like this one I kind of wiped down and you can see it's soaked in gas. So I think what's happening is because of the bigger fuel rails and injectors and all that, and I'm probably running the wrong fuel pressure, the car is dumping so much gas in there that it can barely run, and then eventually it dies because it just drowns out the plugs. And one of my plugs actually, like this is these are the plugs on this side. They're all right compared to the one in the front. The one in the front, this actual middle part where the point sits on actually slides up and down. So I think I need to get new plugs, and then from there I'm gonna start messing with the fuel pressure and do some research to see if what fuel pressure people are running and stuff like that with these rails and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, you saw she runs like crap, but that's part of tuning and all that stuff. So next week we will probably dial in the setup, try and figure everything out. I have to order new exhaust studs, and then I have to order new spark plugs now because mine are garbage. So I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Subscribe to the channel, it helps so much, it gets me so amped, and especially with mission coming up soon. God. Like, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.